Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Nsem busu a ebobo ede eba na ayo pinso ewo parliament. Ene omo final decision eba betuja. Now before final decision no eba betuja from the Speaker of Parliament Alban case of Suman Babet. The Right Honorable Professor Aaron Mike Oquaye, yes, honorary Speaker of Parliament for the 7th Parliament. But 2 next year in some way we saw a person. Sebi say penny gari we are no swasa ne penny na kasa obekasa Professor Aaron Mike Oquaye so we da bi e wo mremu awosua dia professor emu o sing komodidi a omodidi wo parliament aruna ibusu lawyer sema o kan de fiambe po NBC lawyers gbagbe na kasa speaker no say lawyer o say do mo kan nyina they don't know the law. Professor Aaron Mike Oquaye said this is the law. Now, but year after year, I'm a Ghana food man who said there is no way Kingsford Suman Abandon, the current Speaker of Parliament, can declare those NPP seats as vacant. Professor Aaron Mike Oquaye has schooled them. No man could school and tell us there be. Yes, Hannah Manager. Yinti ya papa said the Usichiri Chirimu Emma Ubia Enya Semimu Entias.
Minority that raised this matter on the campaign platform. Now, Parliament is back today, and he's followed it up with a formal motion asking the Speaker to rule on this matter. What is your understanding of the constitutional problem, whether or not Haruna Iddrisu has any grounds to stand on?
Thank you very much. It should be what should be our understanding, because the law is the law. And the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. In looking at these constitutional matters, it's very, very important to also know the background to some of these constitutional provisions. Then you can contextualize it, that is, put it in context.
Right.
It appeared first in the 1969 Constitution. That is, this idea of protecting political parties so that their members will not run away or cross carpet, as we used to say.
Right.
Cross carpeting was an instrument used by the Convention People's Party to destroy opposition parties. In other words, they removed your membership away from you by making them come to the majority side.
Right.
And it happens so many times. In fact, every elderly person can tell you what happened about carpet crossing in Ghana. Therefore, in the 1969 Constitution debate, if you read the debates, you realize that in order to protect political parties from their members being stolen, if you may put stolen in inverted commas, we will have to provide some provisions that will protect the political parties against this kind of what we may call robbery. Therefore, it was put in that Constitution. If you cross carpet, you lose your membership, so that people will think twice
Before doing so.
before they would do so. And then it was repeated in 79 and 1992. It is very, very important to know this background, because it tells you to whom does the benefit inure by way of this constitutional provision.
Right.
It inures to political parties. In other words, for a political party in particular to say, this is our member, he or she has moved to the other side, he cannot move to that side, she must forfeit his seat.
Yeah, because you can't benefit from both sides.
Exactly. You know, it's a way of disagreeing with approbating and reprobating. The political parties are one of the pillars of democracy in the Constitution. They are to be protected, and they too are to do their internal administration by that Constitution in accordance with democratic principles. So it cuts both ways.
Right.
They are protected, and they too must act responsibly. Let us start, for example, with what happened in the last parliament.
which you presided.
Which I presided over.
I'm sure in the case of the current Deputy Speaker of Parliament.
That is so. It was a very interesting case. In fact, it was some parts of the executive which initially were protesting. I told them they have no locus in that matter.
Protesting against what?
No, it was protesting against the former MP.
This continuous allegiance to the MP,
Exactly.
even though they
Exactly.
are far to contest the
That is
election as
so.
an independent candidate.
I told them they had no locus in that matter. If they wanted to do what they purported to do, they should let their party do it.
First sack him from the party
Exactly.
or recall him from Parliament.
Exactly. First, dealing with him as a party person, then other things will roll. So, if you don't get the background well, you will be misled.
Okay.
So, the NPP, as a party, wrote to the Speaker, stating why they were withdrawing their support, because according to their constitution, this person had betrayed his allegiance to the party.
First.
Yes, by contesting against the official candidate of the party.
Right.
So it means that if you want to invoke this constitution, you must also show where by your internal constitution that particular person had flouted your law. And they showed it, that if you contest against the official candidate of the party, you are liable to expulsion
From the party.
from the party.
In other words, you become an opponent to your own party.
Exactly. You become an opponent to your own party. You have put it very, very right. And if you do so, you forfeit your membership. And for that matter, the Speaker should kick him out of Parliament.
So the MPP wrote to you
So the MPP wrote.
complaining about the conduct
Exactly.
of their own member.
They were making some demands. I told you from other sources. I said, you can't. Let them tell me. When they wrote, by the tenets of natural justice, which all lawyers know, I had to hear him. I had to let him comment on what his party had written. We call it the audio terram partem rule. Hear the other party. So I attached a copy of their letter to my own communication to him and gave him a certain number of days to respond to that query. 7 days. Having received it, he chose not to respond. In fact, he made a statement on air that he will not contest and that he was up for him. He was only going his way.
So you forwarded the MPP's letter that they wrote to you to him.
Yes.
Asking for his response.
Exactly.
And he did not
Yes.
respond to you.
You
He did not
cannot
respond to you
judge a person
without giving fair
without
hearing.
giving him fair hearing. And that is why, actually, being a Speaker of Parliament is a legal matter.
Right.
You have to follow the full tenets of the law. So he had that opportunity and he chose not to be part of that process.
Okay.
Having chosen not to be part of the process, I had to do what the law says I must do.
Even though without his input
Without his input, because he has chosen not to respond
to you officially.
to the official letter.
But
You
he
have
had,
to give him
he
the
had
opportunity.
indicated in the public space that he was contesting as an independent candidate.
Yeah, exactly. He was not interested. Okay. So now I had to act. What does the law say, the Constitution? It's very, very simple and clear. When that kind of situation arises, the Speaker should declare the seat what? Empty. So I formally took the steps prescribed under the law and I declared his seat empty in the Chamber of Parliament.
Right.
Now, I heard, for example, Honorable Inusa Fuseni making a few remarks about, on that occasion, not bringing in Parliament. There was no debate in the House. There's no need for a debate.
Because this was an
It's
open and closed matter.
Exactly. is a technical provision. It is the duty of the speaker to go through the constitutional and legal processes and make a ruling, a finding by him. So the situation having arisen as provided by the Constitution, I made that declaration. Let me tell you, if the speaker were to make this on that occasion, myself, were to make this a matter of debate, then there should be a decision by Parliament.
Of course, Parliament must come to some
Exactly.
resolution.
When Parliament debates, it comes to a determination by vote. This is not a voting matter at all. It's a technical declaration by the speaker by operation of law.
In this case, you were interpreting the content
I
of
was applying
the 1992 Constitution.
Exactly. If I was applying the law, I would prefer applying, not interpreting. You see, you interpret when there's an ambiguity. But I know the law.
Okay.
And the law is clear on all fours. So you apply it. And let me tell you why there's no need for a debate. I've given you the history of the law.
Of course.
The law is such that it inures to the benefit of a what? A political party. So the political party is the one that generates the process.
Right.
And draws your attention to something that has been done wrong. When you get it, you go through the process of listening to that political party, listening to the person who is accused, and then you rule.
Right.
Otherwise, it will become just a political decision. If you bring such a matter to the floor, then you go through all those dynamics where the majority may then win.
Of course, and the Constitution is quite clear.
Exactly.
As far as the dealing with this matter, there's
Exactly.
nowhere that debates is mentioned.
There's no debate.
Of course,
It can be dangerous.
It is left in the
Debate
hands.
and vote.
It is left in the hands of the speaker.
The speaker must know the law.
Okay.
It is not a small position, and you must know it authoritatively and apply it. And when I say apply, I don't say interpret.
Right.
I don't like the concept interpretation when the law is clear on its force.
So, Prof, the situation we have on our hands, is it the same like you encountered before the 2020 elections?
It can be. It all depends. But let me tell you one thing about the mischief that a debate can cause. Supposing the majority people now in the parliament at one time tell you that, oh, there is something against this particular person on the minority. He has actually operated against his party by something that he said or did somewhere, and so on and so forth. Then you bring it to the vote, and then you sack that MP, because the ayes will become overcome the nays.
Right.
Then you sack them.
Right.
So it means that majority can use this as a mischievous instrument to continue sacking the minority.
Absolutely.
Because they will bring the matter to the floor, and then they will tell the speaker, we have to debate and we have to take a vote, and if they take the vote, they win. Then they chuck him out, then they chuck another one out. It will become a fine way of reducing the membership of the opposition. So you see, it's not an opposition and majority and minority matter. It's a matter of a political party. The benefit inures to the political party and not to others. And let me tell you, it's like a man and his wife living in their house, and somebody saying that your wife has done something wrong, therefore there should be a divorce case to sack her. And the man tells you, I have no problem with my wife. We are sitting here in peace having tea. What is that man talking about? And you are insisting the outsider that there is trouble. Who should know whether there is trouble or not? That is the political party, the husband or the wife. That is the thing.
Okay. So in this case, how I do so is inviting the Speaker of Parliament to give meaning to the constitutional provision that said as when a member declared allegiance to another party, in this case, the members they decided to contest as independent candidate, just like it happened in the case of Andrew Esiama in 2020. He's inviting the speaker to declare the seats vacant. Procedurally, is how will I do so right?
It's wrong.
He's wrong.
It's wrong.
Why do you say so?
Because the benefit is not his. The law does not stand to his annulment. That's why I talk about husband and a wife.
Meaning he has no locus.
He has no locus
because he doesn't belong to the MPP.
Because he doesn't belong to the party involved. Is it you who should say there's a problem in my house? You say there's a problem. I have a problem with my wife, and I'm saying I have no problem with my wife. What are you talking about? Because see, problems can arise in political parties, but they can talk and they can resolve them. It's not everything that comes within the political party that comes out. There may be trouble somewhere. We can talk about it. So it is the MPP that can trigger
the removal of these
the removal of their own MP. Yes.
So for to put it in proper context, if Haruna Iddrisu wants something done, he can only do so as it relates to the only NDC member who is also, express his desire
that is so.
To contest an independent.
That is so.
But he cannot force the speaker to declare the seats belonging to the MPP MPs vacant. This can only be triggered by the MPP as a political party.
By the MPP. And that's why I've given you the background of that legal provision. It is to correct a certain mischief that can be operated against political parties. It's not a matter of debate at all on the floor of the House. In fact, if you bring debate, you create a big problem. Because now you can always
now show on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii.